guys. I'm Danny Johnson, CEO at TPP, The Positive Porpoise.
I'm Jason Miller from Fins Up SoCal Fan Club.
I'm Scott Howell from Atlanta Dolphin Club.
Mark Angelo, NorCal Dolphin Club.
And you're listening to Clock Blockers, Miami fans' #1 morning show.
Run it, 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 run it.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, Stephen D, and we are live on this beautiful Throwback Thursday. Super excited to be hanging out with y'all. Hope y'all had a good evening. I had a good evening. And I hope y'all woke up and had a good morning this morning. And if not, I hope you're waking up with me and trying to get your morning right here on the #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Want to say good morning to my Fins family and my Fin-laws, my Heat brethren and sisters out there, my Panthers family in the building, the everybody. Hello. Hope y'all are having a good time this morning. Glad y'all decided to wake up and start your morning with me. Look, last night was pretty awesome. I did the AFC East Roundtable show for the first time last night. If you guys don't know what that is, TD Fins Talk and 3 other YouTubers, one for the Bills, one for the Jets, one for the Patriots. They do a show every week called the AFC East Roundtable every Wednesday night. And they rotate the show between the 4 platforms. And last night they were on Dan Mitchell's Buffalo Bills YouTube channel. And it was great. We had a great time. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it very, very much. So I know my boy TD's been a little under the weather. And dude, I hope you're getting better. And hope you're feeling better. But I am appreciative of you allowing me to be on the AFC East Roundtable. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. And yeah. God Soldier said, "Master at work, dog you." That's okay. That's okay. It's all nothing but love. It's all good times. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So if you guys didn't get a chance to check that out, I have the link up on my Twitter of that. So that was a lot of fun. So make sure you guys go check that out. And make sure you hit the like button for that too. Hey, speaking of like buttons, on your way in, did you hit the like button here? Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Let's go. Yes. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Okay? If you haven't done so already, what are you doing? This video, this channel, whatever it is, make sure you click like, share, subscribe. Alexander Renee says, Stephen D, a.k.a. The Go. Oh, man, come on now. You're making me blush. Don't make me blush. I appreciate the love, though. I really do. Hey, if you haven't done so already and you want to sign up to become a member of the channel, I want you to become a member of the channel. Sign up. Become part of the family. For those of you who are just watching for the first time, that's my Vin Diesel voice from Fast and Furious when he says, family. That's right. Super excited about it. Sign up, become a member today. There's a seat waiting for you, and especially you. So I'm talking about you right there in the back. The one that's looking down at his phone right now. I'm talking about you. Have you signed up to become a member yet? Come on. Sign up, become part of the family. It's awesome. There's plenty of room at the table for you. And the link is in the description of this video. So if you go into the description of this video, you'll see how do I join. You'll click that link. It's got it all up there. So join, sign up, become a member today. If you guys want to sign up, donate to the channel and help the channel grow, I ain't going to be mad at you. If everybody donated, even if it was just $1, it goes such a long way into helping the channel grow. So please donate to the channel. There's 3 different ways to do it. If you're watching live right now, there's a YouTube live super chat button, which is at the bottom of your chat box. It's got a $sign. It's in a box. You guys can use that. If you are watching this afterwards, there's 2 other ways to do it. You can use PayPal, which is MSM Podcast Network, or you can use Cash App, which is preferred, which is $MSM Podcast Network. And the good thing about using those 2 platforms is there's less fees. So I always ask if you can donate through PayPal or Cash App preferred. If you guys, we are doing a raffle. If you donate $25, every $25 donation, you will get entered into a raffle, okay? And in this raffle, we are giving away first place a autographed Frank Gore JSA certified jersey, courtesy of Fan Club Weekend in Sinbad Sports. Second place, courtesy of Sinbad Sports, is an autographed 8x11 Ricky Williams JSA certified photo, which is really cool. And then even the lucky loser, which will be last place, will get a prize too. So there's 3 great prizes, $25. A portion of everything that is donated with those $25 donations, they will be a portion of all those proceeds will go towards Dolphins Cancer Challenge, the DCC, through TPP, the Positive Porpoise. So we definitely want to make sure that we donate, we get those in. If you donate through Cash App, which is right below, okay? If you donate through $MSM Podcast Network, like I said, if you donate $25, you get 1 entry. But if you donate through Cash App and you donate $25, I will give you an extra entry for free. So if you donate $25 through Cash App, you'll get 2 entries. If you donate $50, you'll get 4 entries. So yeah, so more chances, more times to donate, more chances to win. Make sure you guys go do that. Would love to see you up there. All right. Also, hey, want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Tail Greeter. Tail Greeter's going to party with us this weekend in New York. It's going to be a lot of fun. For those of you who don't know, New York, the MetLife takeover is in effect. We are going to be live from MetLife Stadium from 10 a.m. to noon on Sunday. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be good times. Make sure you guys are, if you guys aren't going to be there, you guys are going to watch. Shout out to Dolphins NYC. It's going to be a lot of fun. Also, Saturday night, we got the live from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. It is their Saturday night meet and greet. There'll be a live podcast. I'll be streaming live from there. There'll be live music, DJ by DJ Sick Turtle. He's from around my way in Maryland. And yeah, so it'll be a lot of fun. Slattery's Midtown Pub is where that'll be at. I will let you know if you are going to go to the Saturday event here at Slattery's. It is in New York City. New York City does have laws for doing indoor events. So New York City law for indoor events, people 12 or older are required to show identification and proof that they have received at least 1 dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. And these are the different ways that you can show proof of the vaccine: the CDC vaccine card, New York City vaccination record, so on and so forth. Yeah, so make sure, this isn't Dolphins NYC. This isn't Slattery's law. This is New York City law. And that's just for the Saturday night event. The Sunday game is obviously in New Jersey because it's at the Meadowlands. There are no laws there that I am aware of for the Meadowlands. So, yeah. So these rules are only for effect for the Saturday night event. So make sure you guys, if you guys are going to come, you have to be vaccinated up. So that's the law there. So it is what it is. But without further ado, hey, it's Throwback Thursday. It's Throwback Thursday. I am super excited about today's show because it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun what we have going on. The Dolphins are traveling up to New York for the MetLife takeover, which we've done time and time again. Please share closest spot to takeover is parking pass is gold. Okay, I did not know that. Hey, if the closest parking spot is gold, then make that happen. So yeah, I'm not sure about the parking stuff. I'm still trying to figure all that out myself. So, yeah. Who else is anybody else coming? You down with DCC? Yeah, TPP. I know. I like that, Dolphin Don. If you love to run them donations, yeah, make it money into his name. I like it. Yeah, they changed it. Yeah, it used to be yellow. Turker Sean, you're going to be there. Who else is going to be at the MetLife Takeover this weekend? I want to know if you're going to be there. Should be a lot of fun. And yeah, so yeah. All right, look, Throwback Thursday is a lot of fun. Normally I have Triple OG D-Dub with me. D-Dub's not with me this morning, which is fine. Hey, but we're going to have a good time at 9:30. I'm going to bring on my boy Richie, who's a New York Jets YouTuber. And good morning, Steve. Hey, D-Dub, I put the stuff in your inbox if you want to get on with me this morning through Twitter. Yeah, so Richie from New York Jets Media YouTube channel, he's going to get on. And yeah, that's what's going to happen. So, yeah, it should be a lot of fun. It should be a lot of fun, everybody. Okay. The all-time record. Look, so we faced the Jets twice this year. So for Throwback Thursday, what I want to do is I want to focus on Meadowlands games that were specifically in New York. And then in 5 weeks, when the Jets come down to Miami, we'll focus on games that were specifically in Miami. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do today. So here, let me pull up the screen. Share screen. New York Jets. And we'll make this the big thing here. All right, so as you guys can see here, we have played a lot in the history against the Jets. The all-time record, believe it or not, series is tied at 55-55 in one tie. All-time record is 55 games to 55 games in one tie. Points scored, Miami Dolphins have 2,412, and the New York Jets have 2,308. So there are a lot of games where they were tied. A lot of close scoring games over the years. Here, let me put this in for you. I'll put it again in there for you, D-Dub. There we go. I just sent it over into your Twitter, bro. D-Dub. It's in your Twitter. So, yeah. So let me go back to this. I'm doing 15 things at once here, guys. The Dolphins won their first. Dolphins obviously were there in 1966, and the very first game they ever won was in New York in 1970, October of 1970. Dolphins won 20-6. So it took them 4 years before they ever got up there. Let me bring in my boy D-Dub. What's up, D-Dub?
Good morning. How you doing?
Look at that voice. I know y'all like that voice. Go ahead and lay it down for him. Say good morning to the people.
Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing?
Boy, D-Dub got that voice, boy.
First of all, I want to apologize, but I've been going through some family things and I'm right now in South Carolina taking care of my mother. So I apologize for not being here.
Don't apologize, man. You're fine. It's been a crazy couple of weeks for me, too. I'm going to pray for you and your family, bro.
Thank you, man. Send up the prayers, bro.
But, hey, on a bright side, the last 2 weeks have been a lot of fun, right?
You know, in a way, I was like, well, maybe they didn't want to have the throwback because, you know, they won while I was away. So I was like, okay, is that a sign? Am I the bad luck? Am I the bad karma? But
you're not the bad karma, bro. Trust me, man. You're not the bad karma. You're good. There were other people that were there at games that were the bad karma. But Stephen D went down to the games and I changed everything. There
you go.
I've been almost at every game they won except for week 1.
You did a catharsis. And everything is right now. We're on our way to 10-7. We're on our way to 10-7.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I say. All right, man. So today is Throwback Thursday. That's why you're on the Thursday shows with us, because you are Triple OG himself when it comes to Miami Dolphin fans. You've seen it all. You've done it all. But because we play the Jets twice this year, D-Dub, today we're going to focus on games that were specifically in the Meadowlands.
Oh,
so
Meadowlands and Shea Stadium, because that's where I go back to.
So yeah, give us some thoughts of games in New York, Dolphins versus Jets, anything that comes to mind.
Well, just to start it off, everybody here that's a Marino fan will remember the heartbreak of the 51-45 Ken O'Brien, Dan Marino shootout game, where there was offensive explosion after offensive explosion in that game. But
I got that game up. I got that game up right here, September 21st, 1986. Giants Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. 51-45 in overtime.
Yes.
That's crazy, by the way.
In OT.
Dan Marino was 30 completions of 50 attempts for 448 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions.
And you lose the game.
If somebody said, hey, your quarterback's going to throw 6
crazy.
touchdowns and you're still going to lose the game, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Ken O'Brien, 29 of 43 for 479 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception.
Yep. It was a wild game. And there's a wide receiver for the Jets that day. Oh, he was a speedster.
All right, I'm gonna call them. I'm gonna do the running backs first, and then we'll get into the wide receivers. Running backs that day for the Miami Dolphins: Tony Nathan, Woody Bennett, Lorenzo Hampton, and Ron Davenport. The Jets running back that day were Johnny Hector, Dennis Bligeon, Tony Page, Ken O'Brien, and Al Toon all did rushes that day. Any of those names stand out for you?
Well, Al Toon, he could have had a great career as a wide receiver. Too many concussions. It was way before the CTE concussion issue, and but he could have had a great career. Let's see. Of course, Tony Nathan stands out. Always stands out.
Tony Nathan was the man, dude.
Yeah,
he was awesome.
I mean, Tony Nathan, he was more like. I don't want to say he's like Thurman Thomas, but he was probably more like maybe like a Austin Eckler.
Okay, that's a good comparison.
Yeah, he was more impactful in the passing game than he was in the running game because of the way the Dolphins used him, but he was very good as a pass receiver. And had some skills as a running back as well.
You ready to hear these wide receiving cores that day with all those yards thrown?
Man, it was like a jubilee, baby, jubilee.
So we'll start out with the Dolphins wide receiving core. Mark Clayton had 8 receptions for 174 yards. Mark Duper had 7 receptions for 154 yards and 2 touchdowns. Clayton had 1. So they had over 300 yards completed and over 3 touchdowns combined for the two of them alone.
I mean, just imagine if fantasy football was back then in that game. You could have won your week with just putting in 2 or 3 receivers from that game, alone. And you could have won the week. You could have won the week.
Lorenzo Hampton, 5 receptions for 46. Bruce Hardy, 3 receptions for 19 and a touchdown. Dan Johnson, 2 receptions for 12 yards and a touchdown. Tony Nathan, 2 receptions for 19 yards. James Pruitt, 2 receptions for 16 yards and a touchdown. And Woody Bennett, 1 reception for 8 yards. So,
and what does that tell you? He spread the ball out to all segments of the field. Right side, left side with Clayton and Duper. In the middle with Bruce Hardy. In the flats with the running backs. He used them all. He had vision all over the field for as far as Marino's concerned.
New York Jets wide receiving core that day. Al Toon, who you've already discussed a little bit, 7 receptions for 111 yards and no touchdowns, right? Mickey Schuler, 6 receptions for 44 yards. Wesley
And
Walker,
yes,
6 receptions for 194 yards and caught all 4 touchdowns that day from Ken O'Brien.
and a lot of people don't realize this. He was blind in one eye.
Was he really? Even
He
like
was he was legally blind in one eye.
so he was the original Wes Welker.
Yes.
Wow, that's
Yes.
crazy.
Yes. And the man was flat out burner. He was like Duper burner. Okay. If you look at his career average for reception yards, it's gotta be at least, I don't know it off the top of my head, but it's gotta be at least 18 yards a catch. The guy was a burner. The guy was a burner.
Rocky Cleveland, 5 receptions for 64 yards. Johnny Hector, 3 receptions for 46. Tony Page, 1 reception for 6. And Kurt Son, 1 reception for 14. So, look, it's crazy that Wesley Walker, 194 yards and 4 touchdowns. That's
Yeah.
insane in one game.
Yeah. Now, like I said, you could have won your fantasy by picking Duper,
Walker.
Clayton, and Wesley Walker. You would have won your fantasy no matter what anybody else threw out there.
That's
only
crazy.
thing maybe could have beat that if you'd have had Alvin Kamara and his 6 touchdown game. Or what was it, 6 or 7?
I think it was
7 touchdowns.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay.
I don't remember if it was 6 or 7, but I remember it.
But that's the only thing that probably could have trumped that as far as fantasy points. Because that game, the just like the national anthem says, the Rockets' red glare. Well, there was a lot of rockets being thrown that day. Okay, a lot of rockets.
I like
okay.
it. I like
now, wasn't a lot of defense. Wasn't a lot of defense in that game.
I was gonna get to that in a second. So the punters that day, Reggie Roby from the Dolphins and Dave Jennings for the Jets, and the kickers that day were Ford Revles. I can't say
Reves. Ford Reves
for the
Ford
Dolphins,
Reves.
and Pat Leahy for the Jets.
Pat Leahy. Okay, now Dave Jennings, he was one of the few players that kicked or punted for both the Jets and the Giants. He had a very long career as a punter. And of course, everybody knows Reggie Roby with his leg extension.
Yep.
A great punter. Now, Pat Leahy, long career with the Jets. Long career. He kicked successfully field goals for the Jets for probably, off the top of my head, probably for about 11 years, 12 years. He was the kicker for them.
That's a good career. That's a good career.
Yeah. I mean, when you figure you're the kicker and the punter, and you can have careers as long as 15 years in the NFL, you've pocketed a lot of money. You can invest in about anything you want, even though you're not making that $80 million contract. But if you're making at that time probably $400,000, $300,000 a year, you know, you did pretty good for yourself. And Dave Jennings also went on to become a broadcaster for the New York Giants. I think it was the Giants. There was so many games I listened to on the radio back then. I think he did play-by-play, color analyst for the Jets. For the Jets, I believe. For a stint.
All right, next. So for the defense that day, again, there was not a lot of defensive stats kept back in the 80s, but Don Mcneil had 1 interception for us, and Mark Brown had 2 sacks. Hugh Green had a sack. And then for the New York Jets, Lester Lyles had an interception. Johnny Lynn had an interception. And Joe Klecko had 1.5 sacks.
Now, Klecko, He was a beast. He was a beast. He was part of that sack exchange, a big part of that sack exchange, and he was a beast. He wasn't the flashy guy like Gastineau, but he was a beast. I mean, between him and Klecko, Abdul Salam, and Marty Lyons, they made up the 4 players of the sack exchange, and they were good, very good. Okay.
So
I know I just threw out three or four names that nobody here on this channel.
Well, that's why you
probably
do Throwback
knows.
Thursday, boy, because your memory's good, man. Like your memory is crazy good, bro. I don't know how you remember everybody.
Now, Don McNeil, I really liked him. He was I think he was the left cornerback, more of a shutdown cornerback, more like Byron Jones than Xavier Howard, but number 20, I think his number was 28. He had a good career for the Dolphins. He had a good career. Wasn't as publicity wise known like Sam Madison or Patrick Surtain or Byron Jones or Troy Vincent, but had a very good career. He had a very good career for the Dolphins.
So the quarterback in that game was Ken O'Brien for the Jets. And a lot of people know Ken O'Brien was part of that 1983 class. What do you remember about Ken O'Brien for the Jets compared to Dan Marino in those first few years of them being against each other?
So Ken O'Brien, he was the quarterback in that draft that was the quote unquote disappointing pick because nobody knew him. Nobody knew him.
Marino was the last one, though.
Right.
Ken O'Brien was drafted before Marino.
That's right. That's right. And that draft, you had Tony Eason.
Dolphin Don said Ken O'Brien was deadly accurate.
He was accurate. He was accurate. And of course, he had a strong arm. He fit that system very well that the Jets ran. After a few games, he won over the Jet fans, and
he was the quarterback for a while for the Jets.
Yeah. After the Jets had gone through the Matt Robinsons and Richard Todds that didn't work out, for the Jets to go out on a limb and draft Ken O'Brien, the Jet fans at draft day were like going ballistic. But
because everybody wanted Marino. Nobody believed Marino was falling that far.
They didn't think he was gonna fall, and they did want Marino, but everybody that year was looking at John Elway. Everybody was looking at John Elway.
Elway was going number one.
There
was no
but what I say that is that everybody wanted him. The Jet fans wanted him. They wanted him to trade up to get him, and they didn't. Somebody else beat him to it because the Colts had the number one pick. The Colts drafted him, but he said he did not want to go to the Colts.
He's like, I will go play for the Yankees and not play football.
Yep. So that's why when it came time for the pick, and they still had Marino on the board, and they didn't pick Marino, they were like, wait a minute, we missed out on Elway, and we missed out on Marino. What's going on? And like I said, they were just like Ken O'Brien.
They like Ken O'Brien.
Yeah, but he worked out well for them. He had a very good career. It wasn't Hall of Fame-ish, so He wasn't no Marino, but you know, for a quarter, you look at all those quarterbacks that were drafted in that 83 draft, and I want to say all of them had really good NFL careers. Not all of them. Not all of them. The one that was drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs, he did not have a great career. I think he started like 7-8 games, and he disappeared. All right, John Elway, Todd Blackledge. That's the one who was drafted by Kansas City. Todd Blackledge has had a very good career on ESPN as an analyst. Yes.
Jim
Yes.
Kelly, Tony
Yes.
Eason, Ken O'Brien, and Dan Marino.
Yes. Now, Tony Eason had a good career. Not a very good
for the
career, but he had a
Patriots.
good career. He was with the Patriots.
Yep.
You know, he was the one who quarterbacked them through the AFC Championship game where they beat the Dolphins in Miami. That was a hard.
And then they went to go face the Chicago
Bears
in '85.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was a hard pill to swallow. Of course, Jim Kelly. He got drafted by who did he get? I think he got drafted by Buffalo, but he went to the Houston Gamblers.
Yeah. So Jim Kelly, great story, gets drafted by Buffalo, wanted nothing to do with Buffalo.
Yeah.
Plays in the USFL for the Houston Gamblers for 2, maybe 3 years, but
2 or 3 years. Yeah.
And then when the USFL folds, he said, Buffalo's like, you're coming back. And so he reluctantly went and played for Buffalo, and then obviously went on to have the career that he had for Buffalo and loves Buffalo now, which is always funny.
Yeah, he loves Buffalo. And let me tell you, he benefited from having, one of the best offensive minds in Marv Levy, as a coach.
It's amazing that team went to 4 straight Super Bowls and never won it,
Well, some heartbreak hotels. They had the Super Bowl against the Giants. They should have won, but they missed the field goal. They held the ball for like 40 minutes. The Giants held the ball for 40 minutes, and it still was a field goal game. And then you think about the fact that defense that they had, and all three the next 3 losses, Bruce Smith and Tally. I mean, those guys were beasts.
Yeah,
beasts. But
100%.
they had some crazy things happen during those Super Bowls that they lost. Crazy things. I mean, between helmets not being able to be found, located, the missed field goals, and the guy who missed that field goal, he was almost like that season that what was it, guy Anderson for Minnesota had, Morton Anderson.
Boy, you pulling out names, boy.
He had one of those seasons like that, and he missed the Super Bowl field winning kick. It was just strange. And then the Washington Super Bowl, they got obliterated, but man, it was just some strange things happened on those Super Bowl Sundays. But let's get back to Throwback Thursdays.
So the Jets. So that was a game in '86. So any games in in New York that stand out over the last 25 years to you?
Yes.
And let's not get into. We're not going to get into the Monday Night Miracle yet. We'll get to that later.
I sat at that game. I was in the stands for that game.
All right, fine. We'll talk. We might as well talk. You know what? Let's get the losses out the way, and then we can talk about some wins.
Okay.
So, everybody asks, what team do you hate more, Steven? Do you hate the Patriots? Do you hate the Bills? Do you hate the Jets more? And so this is my reasoning, right? I hate the Patriots because they win. Like, there's nothing more to say than they win. Because before Belichick, there was nothing to hate about that team. That team was garbage. It was horrible. And the only reason that you go to hate them for the last 25 years is that they consistently win, and that was it. You hate the Bills because you don't really even hate the Bills. I don't hate the Bills. I enjoyed watching Jim Kelly and Dan Marino. They were friends off the field. You knew that they were friends. And there was always that friendly rivalry there, right? To me, it was friendly. And I don't think I ever truly hated them. I just disliked that they always beat us for years in the 90s. And then you go to the Jets. And I hated the Jets. I never had any love for this team. And the Midnight Miracle confirmed it for me. I remember going to bed in the fourth quarter. My mom's like, hey, remember, I'm just a couple years younger than you, D-Dub, just a couple. My mom's like, hey, go to bed. The Dolphins are going to win this game. They're up 37-7. Just go to bed. They won the game. And it was a school night. So I go to bed and I could not go to sleep. And so I sneak out back into the living room and I turn on the TV and ESPN News is on. And what do I see at the bottom right of ESPN News? Dolphins Jets in overtime. And so I turn on the game for overtime and I proceed to watch the Dolphins lose. And it's like the worst feeling ever. The worst feeling. Even to this day, that game still makes me sick.
I got one better for you, though. If you had to sit there through all 4 quarters and overtime.
You were there, right?
I was there.
Tell me about that game.
So I had, at that point in time, I was seeing someone, and I took her to the game. She was a big Jet fan.
Oh.
And I am having a
That was your
ball.
That was your first thing right there. That should have been your first sign it wasn't going to work out.
Yeah. I was having a ball, ragging on everybody in the section there, getting on her, saying, "Oh, you're gonna owe me a lot of things tonight." and man, when Jumbo Elliott catches that football, I'm like, you gotta be blippity blip, blippity blip, blip blip, kidding me, okay? And see, I'm not trying to make any donations to the swear jar, okay? But you get the gist of what I was saying.
I do get the gist.
And those fans that day
proceeded to give you the
business to no end. And when it happened in overtime,
before you get into overtime, tell me about the fourth quarter, because you're up 37-7, right? And so they score that first touchdown, and you're like, "Ain't no biggie. Don't even worry about it.
Listen,
we'll let you have that one."
All of that was like, it wasn't a big. It was like a mosquito on an elephant. I was like, it doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me. But like I said, when Jumbo Elliott scores that touchdown, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. They back in this game. Oh my goodness. This is just bad. And I'm sitting there, I got my head like this, and I'm like, oh my goodness, you gotta be kidding me. And bless his heart, Jay Fiedler, I don't blame him for that game. That game, I blame
Jay Fiedler was 16 for 35, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions.
Yeah, I know he had the 3 interceptions. I know. But like I said, I don't blame him. I don't put all the blame on him. I gotta put the blame on the defense that day. When you're 30-7 up, there is no reason for you to let that game go. No reason. None. Make one stand, and you win the doggone game.
All right,
you win the game.
Let's go through. So Vinny Testaverde was the quarterback that day for the New York Jets. 36 of 59, 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Rushing that day for the Miami Dolphins was Lamar Smith, 23 attempts for 155 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jay Fiedler, Rob Conrad, loved Rob Conrad. Shout out to Rob
Syracuse, New York grad.
J.J. Johnson and this running back, maybe you've heard of him, Thurman Thomas for the Miami Dolphins. 4 attempts, 2 yards on 4 attempts. The New York Jets running backs that day, Curtis Martin, 14 attempts, 65 yards. Vinny Testaverde, Dwight Stone, and Richie Anderson.
Let me say something about Curtis Martin. Okay. The guy is deservedly in the Hall of Fame.
Needs to be there. Yep.
Okay. He deservedly needs to be there.
So does Richmond Webb, people.
Yeah, Richmond Webb as well. And I know we all are pushing for Richmond Webb to be in the Hall of Fame. But Curtis Martin, he needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Him, and along with Edgerrin James, for the Colts, they were two very productive backs. Curtis Martin could do it from the pass catching, but of course his main thing was running the ball. Very successful career in New England, and then when they traded him to the Jets, I think it was a trade. It wasn't a free agent. It was a trade.
It was a trade.
Yeah. They hit the jackpot with him.
It's funny the relationship the Jets and Patriots have between coaches and players. There were a lot of players and coaches that coached and played for both teams.
Yeah.
Some for only one day, but we're not going to go into that story.
Yes.
All right,
but Curtis Martin, he was. Let's see.
Dolphin Don said Curtis Martin is there with Marcus Allen. He's like Marcus Allen.
Yes, but Marcus Allen was more flexible. When I say that, he could be put in different spots because Marcus Allen played fullback for a while when Bo Jackson was there, and he was the pass catcher and the running back. So as far as that is concerned, he's got an edge over Curtis Martin. But Curtis Martin, I would say if I had to describe him in today, he would be more like he's more like for the new kids, he's like a Jonathan Taylor. He's like a Jonathan. He could run inside the tackles and he could run outside and break it. And he did that.
And he was good at it. All right, let's go to the wide receivers for that day. Wide receivers for that day, Arondé Gatson, Leslie Shepard, Hunter Goodwin, Lamar Smith, Rob Conrad, and Thurman Thomas. Leslie Shepard had 2 touchdowns that day, 3 receptions for 94 yards. And Arondé Gatson has 7 receptions for 119 yards. The New York
Gadsden. Big hands Gadsden.
I love Arondé. He was awesome. New York Jets, Richie Anderson, Curtis Martin, Wayne Corbett, 6 receptions for 104 yards and 2 touchdowns.
The little engine that could, Wayne Corbett. I mean, the guy was at Hofstra University in New York. So sometimes New York State, we do produce some football players, okay? And had a very good career, had a combative relationship with Keyshawn Johnson. You know, that you're not going to invite the two of them to the same barbecue, but they have a lot of respect for each other. Okay?
Hey, Anthony Manzano asked you, Dwayne, since you probably saw these 2 running backs play, I want your opinion as a Dolphins fan. How good were Emerson Boozer and Freeman McNeil?
Wow. Now you're going way back. You're going back when I was a little kid with regards to Emerson Boozer. Okay. My uncle, he was a big Jet fan. He loved him some Emerson Boozer. Power back, more of a fullback than a halfback, but effective. Didn't have a great career, but in the role that they asked him to play, he was very effective. More of the fullback style of a running back, which they don't even really do anymore, except for maybe George Kittle. George Kittle doesn't even get a lot of runs or carries, but Emerson Boozer was an effective player. Who was the other guy?
The other guy was Freeman McNeil.
Oh, man. Now, a lot of height for Freeman McNeil. A lot of height. Injuries took away a lot of his effectiveness.
Richard McLean says Freeman McNeil, best Jet running back ever, question mark?
No. Curtis Martin. Curtis Martin was the best running back the Jets ever had. Curtis Martin, hands down. Freeman McNeil was good. I would say in his biggest game that he played in was the AFC championship game in the Mud Bowl. Because of the Dolphins defense and a little gamesmanship from Shula and the groundskeeping people in Miami kept him from having an impact in that game, and he never had another opportunity to play in a really another big important game.
Yeah.
He did do well against the Dolphins in some games, but there's no way that he's the best all time in Jet history as far as running backs are concerned. That would have to go to Curtis Martin.
Alexander Rene Diaz says that year during the Monday Night Massacre, which is the Midnight Miracle, New York was back on the map because that very same night the World Series had the Yankees and Mets, and they were playing that same night on Fox. And then ABC had the Monday night game. I remember that, Alexander.
Yeah,
I remember that. All right, New York Jets wide receiving core that day: Richie Anderson, Curtis Martin, Wayne Corbett, Lavernius Coles. I remember Lavernius Coles.
Yeah, speedster.
Dedrick Ward, Jumbo Elliott, Gerald Sowell, and Jermaine Wiggins.
Now, Dedrick Ward was probably more like a Javon Bess. You know, a little more downfield than Javon Bess, but not a burner, but more of a possession receiver.
So go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. You go ahead.
Kickoff returns that day. Miami Dolphins had one person returning kickoffs. His name was Brock Marion, my guy Brock. 7 kickoff returns for 193 yards, which I think is great. Leslie Shepard was returning kicks for the Dolphins that day, or returning punts. But as far as punting was concerned, Matt Turk for the Dolphins and Tom Tupa, who played as a quarterback for a game, if I'm correct, for the Jets.
Yes, he did.
And then kicking for the Dolphins that day was Alindo Murray, and John Hall was the kicker for the Jets that day.
You know, what stands out most to me was, and what you just said over the last minute, Brock Marion's versatility.
Love Brock.
Also, Alindo Murray with his long career with Miami. Matt Turk. He had a brief time with the Dolphins, as far as punting, because normally the Dolphins, they get a punter, they keep him for a long time. He didn't last.
It's so weird. Who's the Matt Hawk is the punter for the Bills right now, and he was our punter for a long time. I feel like
he was there for about 3 years, 2 or 3 years. Matt Hawk, just too inconsistent. I mean, sometimes he put him in the at the 2-yard line, and the next thing he's shaking it.
I like Parladay. Parladay's good.
Yeah. You know,
and then the defense that day. We'll go back to the defense. I'm gonna name some names. Are you ready to hear? I'm about to name drop for you, boy. Are you ready?
Go ahead. Knock the concrete off of my memory banks.
Brock Marion, Zach Thomas, Jason Taylor, Derek Rodgers, Jerry Wilson, Robert Jones, Patrick Surtain, Jermaine Haley, Sam Madison, Tim Bowens, Rich Owens, Terrence Shaw, Raymond Hill, Larry Izzo, Trent Gamble, Tawan Russell, Trace Armstrong. Some names for you there, boy.
Yeah. Now
that's the best our defense has been in the last 30 years.
Trace Armstrong, you know, he stands out for me as well. I liked him as a player. Tim Bowens, I love those fire plug nose tackles. I love them. Okay, I love the big old beast hogs. And you mentioned Madison and Surtain. Of course, everybody's going to think about the comparison between them and Jones and Howard. Larry Izzo.
Izzo, he ended up playing for the Patriots and winning a Super Bowl.
Yes. And I was happy. I was happy that he had that as a cherry on his career, because he gave his body for the Dolphins on special teams
for years.
And because another special teamer in the division at that time, Steve Tasker was still great during that time period as well. He never really got to get to be the Pro Bowl special teamer.
Tasker be in the Hall of Fame? Tasker's numbers are not quite there, but his career is really good.
Really good career. And
but
I
not
think
Hall
that
of Fame worthy.
Oh man, because he plays special teams.
Yeah,
I think that they should give. I think they could create niche in the Hall of Fame for special teamers like that.
Devin Hester deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Like, no doubt in my mind, deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I know some people shake their head, but man, he changed the game of returners. There was never another like him.
What was the kid for Kansas City?
Dante Hall. Dante
Hall as well.
But he was Devin Hester, bro.
I think that when you look at special teamers, whether as returners or gunners, you have to realize that is a big part of the game, and it changes momentum so much for teams when good plays are made by those players in those roles, that you should have a niche for it as far as the Hall of Fame is concerned. Now, I don't know what every stat is. Maybe you take the percentage of tackles compared to percentage of plays for gunners and whatnot. Use that as a defining line. But you got to give them something, because these guys, sometimes they have 7, 8, 10-year careers doing exactly that.
Anthony asked Dwayne, besides Darrelle Revis, what Jets corner did you hate playing as a Dolphins fan?
Wow. Well, wow.
Well, I got you still.
Aaron Glenn. He was very good. And I think now he's the defensive coordinator for the Lions right now, they should have at least two or three wins. They just had some very, very crazy things in that Pittsburgh game this week to miss that extra point. And I told my father, I'm watching the game, and said, that's going to be the reason why they lose the game. It wasn't the reason why they lost, but it was the reason why they had to go in overtime. But Aaron Glenn, he was a very good defensive player for the Jets, as far as in the secondary is concerned. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna go back a few years for some players that on the Jets that I have respect for, but Rich Castor, he was a tight end / wide receiver for the Jets. It seemed like he always made big catches against the Dolphins, and that during the early 80s. And just to go back to something that we were talking about previously, I didn't get to chime in on, as far as which team in the division I hate the most. Okay, you have to remember, I grew up in the Bronx. So a lot of Jet fans. That
I'm sorry you had to grow up with that. That's like child abuse.
In a way, but I've went to those games. I as a young teenager, I took a bus and a train to get to Shea Stadium from the Bronx. So, of course, my most deep-seated, earliest despisement and disdain is going to always be for the Jets, because of the games that I went to at Shea and at the Meadowlands, and I remember leaving a game and at the Meadowlands and forgot where my car was.
That ain't never good.
And after walking around for about an hour looking for my car, I found my car. It was surrounded by all bunch of,
Jet
what's
fans.
well, not Jet fans, which would probably been worse, but tailgate refuse
Oh yeah.
from, and I'm like, oh man, look at this. The Jet fans are trying to poo-poo on my car, basically.
Hey, real quick, I got Anthony Manzano on the line here. He said he's got like 3 or 4 questions for you. So I'm gonna let him ask 3 or 4 questions. I'm gonna step away for a hot minute. I gotta take care of something. So I'm gonna let Anthony ask these questions to you, all right?
All right.
Anthony, what's up, bro?
Hi guys. Hi Dwayne. Since you're an old school Dolphins fan, I want your opinion on these 2 receivers from Jets history as a Dolphins fan. Al Toon and Don Maynard.
Wow. So Al Toon, I spoke on earlier, could have had a Hall of Fame career. Very, very good wide receiver. Had a lot of heart, a lot of guts, and he had a lot of talent. He could do most everything on the football field that you wanted from your number 1 receiver. I'll say it this way. He was never put in the opportunity to win the big game, the Super Bowl, because the Jets didn't get to the Super Bowl while he was there. But he had some very good games against the Dolphins. He had a very good career that was cut short because of the concussions.
Okay.
Don Maynard, a little bit before my time, unfortunately, but
okay. I wasn't sure if you saw him play.
But from the stats, him and Raymond Berry and
the receiver from the Packers, I forgot the guy's name. That played with Bart Starr. Crap.
Oh goodness. Now you're causing me to go back into my memory bank. No, that's Bob Hayes. That's for the Cowboys.
Bob Hayes? Play for the Cowboys?
No. Yeah, he was with the Cowboys, Bob Hayes. I'm trying to remember who was some of the wide receivers for the Packers. But anyway,
the running backs, because Paul Hornung.
Right, Paul Hornung, and he was a great running back for the Packers. I know more the defensive guys for the Packers, but
did the Jets have good defenses back then, like when it comes to the backfield, like safety and stuff like that?
Well, of course, I always wanted the Dolphins to toast the secondary, so I didn't remember a lot other than the fact that they were beating them. But like I said, I mentioned Aaron Glenn. He was a very good one. And of course,
Rodgers Cromartie.
Pretty good career. Now you mentioned that name I do remember. I think that was in the 80s, I think, or the 90s. But
that was in the 2000s.
Oh, okay.
Antonio Rodgers Cromartie.
Now, a name that I recall for the Jets, like I was saying before, was Klecko. I like that sack exchange they had going on then. And then the year that they had, I would think there was a 2-year period where Ronnie Lott played for the Jets in the secondary.
Played for the Jets? I didn't know that.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Man, Jets secondary. Nah, I was more of a Giant fan, so I didn't really keep up with them. But
wait. As a Dolphins fan, which of the New York teams fan bases, who do you hate more, Jets fans or Giants fans?
Oh well, like I said, well, I'll state it this way.
Taking the rivalry out of it.
Right. So I'm from New York City. So I picked the Giants as a home team. So of course, now that I've said that, my answer should be obvious. The Jet fans are more annoying to me as a fan base because of my rivalry with them as a Dolphin fan and as far as a New Yorker concerned, a Jet fan. Mm-hmm. So they would be the most annoying. Plus, I always joke around with Jet fans and I say, your franchise sold its soul to get that one Super Bowl with Joe Namath, and you haven't done squat since. And that's why you'll probably never get a Super Bowl win until I go off into the higher heavens.
Yeah. And do you remember, in terms of stats, a single game, what linebacker can you remember had the most tackles against us as a Jet?
Against the Jets for the Dolphins, or the Jets against?
No, a linebacker for the Jets.
A linebacker for the Jets. I think he was a broadcaster for the Jets for a long time. Oh boy.
I would say Bart Scott, but did Bart Scott ever have
Bart Scott, but his career with the Jets didn't last long. So I'm going back in the memory banks here. Bart Scott, I think he played for the Jets for 3 or 4 years, because he started out with Baltimore. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking in the memory banks.
Bart replaced Ray Lewis when Ray Lewis retired?
I don't know if he was the direct replacement, but he was in that linebacking core. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think back on the linebackers that the Jets have had as to someone. I heard a noise. Someone that made a lot of tackles. I'm trying to think back. The only one I could think of is that broadcaster that I'm trying to get his name of, that played linebacker for the Jets, that had some.
Does he still do announcing for the Jets?
I think so. But it's not.
And as a Dolphins fan, I'm asking these questions because you probably saw most of the older. The reason why I asked about Emerson Boozer, because I have friends who are Jets fans, and they talk about Emerson Boozer like he was the best running back of all time or something like that.
No, like I said, he was more of a fullback than running back or halfback.
Would you say he's like Mike Allstott?
No, he wasn't as effective as Mike Allstott. No. But because Mike Allstott was a 1,000-yard runner, and Emerson Boozer was never a 1,000-yard runner.
Hey, real quick, guys, I'm back, but I was listening while I was doing 15 million other things.
He's causing me to have to go back and look at some stuff.
He's asking you good questions. But you talk about Bart Scott. I was Bart Scott's first radio producer here in Baltimore. So, wow. True story. He had a radio show here in Baltimore, and he did it live from a bar in downtown Fells Point here in Baltimore. And the Monday night game he had against the Patriots. It was Ravens-Patriots. And they ended up losing the game, the Ravens. and it was a game that Bart Scott picked up the flag and threw it into the stands. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes.
True story, right? So the next day was Tuesday night, and that's when he had his live radio show. So I was his on-site producer, and Bart was a great guy, by the way. I love Bart Scott. And he comes in, and I have a yellowish napkin that they had at this bar, and I threw it at him when he walked in. We had that type of relationship that I could do it, and he looks at it, and he looks up at me, and he goes, "I should fine your ass like they fine me." And yes, I know I sweared, but I'm just using the words that Bart Scott used. And he showed me the email that he got from the league, and he got fined it was like $500,000 for throwing that flag.
Wow. Hey, when you speak of that, I know we don't like to get into controversial stuff, but what do you think should happen with Aaron Rodgers?
You know, I look at Aaron Rodgers, and the whole situation for him. Look, so I this isn't a question of should you be immunized or vaccinated or not. Okay, for the sake of the argument, I am. Okay, but what I will say is, when it comes to him, I think he was trying to be deceitful. I'm not saying he said anything. Like, if you go off of, he said it, I was immunized. And in reality, he is immunized. He's not vaccinated for the COVID-19 shot, but he is immunized. So he didn't lie per se. And so there's a workaround there, right? And he knew what he was saying. He knew exactly what he was saying. He was being deceitful. I think he should be, I don't know if he should be suspended, but there should be some, and maybe he should, but there should be some sort of fine that, I like what Flacco did. Flacco's starting against the Dolphins on Sunday, right? Flacco wore a mask in and said, "Hey, I'm not vaccinated. I'm not immunized. I'm not vaccinated." He was straight up. He was straight up with people, and nobody had an issue with it. So I feel like
I disagree, Steven. This is where I disagree with you in a sense, because can you blame Aaron for lying to the Packers?
He was deceitful.
No, but let me finish saying. You blame him for lying with how they've been treating him like crap. Do you blame him for lying to the GM and the front office of the Packers that he was vaccinated and stuff like that?
I do blame him for that.
Even though he was getting treated like crap by the franchise?
That's neither here or there. When it comes to this, you should keep it, there's no incentive to lie on this. It's only going to make you look bad.
But didn't you say technically he didn't lie?
He was very careful with his choice of words. He said, "I am immunized." But he was still being deceitful.
Okay.
And I teach my kids, and honestly, this is how I look at things now. Would I tell my kids to do something like that? Would I tell my kids to do something like that? And I wouldn't tell my kids to do something like that. So because of that, that's why,
How much do you think the fine would be? Do you think it's $100,000?
I think it should be $1 million. I think it should be really $1 million. I think it should be something big.
Yeah.
I think that, let me let this car pass. I think that he should be fined. If it was up to me, he'd miss a game. But it's not up to me. But
it should be
he should be fined at
By the way, I was
least.
watching on my phone. Pete's hot take says Dwayne is our Fins encyclopedia. Open up that memory bank. Chase once said Dwayne Britannica. I like it, bro.
Thank you guys. I appreciate that. He should be fined at least, I would say, $3 million. And because he's a mega star in the league, and a lot of people look at him as
are you using the role model argument?
No, not as a role model. No, they look at him and they say, well, I'm gonna leave that argument, the role model argument, to State Farm and Adidas. They have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Okay. But he is looked upon in the league from players.
I don't think he should lose his endorsements either, by the way. I just think he should be, I think the punishment should fit the crime, and I put that in quotations, right?
Well, I mean, you gotta pay, like, you were deceitful. Like, you gotta pay for that. You were deceitful, and the Packers need to, because the Packers need to get a fine separately as well, because they played along with it and were complicit in this charade that he pulled, that he perpetrated.
For me, he's a first-time offender. Like, let's say he was a multiple-time offender. I think at most it should be $800,000. Maybe that for first-time offenders of violating the COVID policy for the NFL, it should be $800,000. Then
I don't know how you get that number, but okay.
Well, it's the same way he did. You gave up $1 million. I gave up $3 million. He gave up with a number.
Yeah. And look, so this is the last thing I'm going to say on this, and then we're going to change subjects.
Yep.
What I will say with this is I don't think that Aaron Rodgers is a bad guy. I think Aaron Rodgers is who Aaron Rodgers is, right? Like, it is what
he's a dick. He's a dick.
Look, I have no, like, he's done a million amazing things for his community. He's done I have no problem with him personally. The only issue that I have with him is, bro, you lied. You like I understand you said the right things that could get you out of it, but you were deceitful. And I understand people just say, well, he didn't lie. He was deceitful. He knew what he was doing. It was a countered intelligent response.
Yeah.
To make sure that he covered his butt.
It was a, what is it called? Not politically correct. What is the term I'm gonna try to use? It was a selective answer.
Correct. Which is, yeah, it was, and which is why I like. If y'all saw the Joe Flacco press conference this week, Joe Flacco had his mask on and everything, and said, "Hey, I'm not vaccinated. You know, this is just a personal choice." But nobody had an issue with it. Like, everybody was like, okay, whatever. And he was, and that, I'm cool with that. Like, if that's your choice and you choose to do that, then it's my choice to either say I want to be around you or I don't want to be around you. Right? Mm-hmm. So I have no problem with that. I think how Flacco handled it is how everybody should handle it.
So yeah. I'm gonna allow the conversation to move to something else. So I'm gonna bring it up. In 2008, I believe, was the year, but I was at the Meadowlands for the last time the Dolphins clinched an AFC East division title.
Oh boy!
Okay.
Oh boy!
So we've gone from the sublime, I can't believe this is happening, to the subliminal, where it's like euphoria and joy, because I had my son at the time who was like 11, 10, no, yeah, he was 11, with me in the stands for that game. And when the Dolphins won that game,
December 28th, 2008, at Giants Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, Dolphins won 24, Jets won 17. The quarterbacks that day were Chad Pennington and Brett Favre.
Yep.
And what a beautiful game it was.
What a beautiful game. And who was the guy? Philip Merling, who intercepted that pass?
Philip Merling, 25-yard interception return for a touchdown.
Yes. So
the big man ran for a touchdown.
Yes, he did. Yes,
big man rumbling for a touchdown. Rumbling, stumbling. Yes.
So Chad Pennington was 22 for 30 that day, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. Brett Favre was 20 of 40 for 233 yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 interceptions.
Yep.
The rushing that day for the Dolphins was Ricky and Ronnie for a combined 21 attempts for 107 yards, no touchdowns between the two of them. Lusaka Polite, by the way, if I would love to interview Lusaka Polite. He was one of my favorite players when he played for the Dolphins. He didn't play that long with us, but God love that man. Love that man.
Had one role and did that role very, very well.
I love Lusaka Polite. If it was 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 2, just give Lusaka the ball. Just give Lusaka the ball.
Yep.
The running backs that day for the Jets were Leon Washington, Thomas Jones, and Brad Smith. Receivers for the Miami Dolphins that day, Devon Bess. Love me some Devon Bess.
Yep.
Ronnie Brown, Anthony Fasano, Patrick Cobbs, Ted Ginn Jr., Ricky Williams, Lusaka Polite, David Martin, Brandon Lannon, and Joey Hanos. And then the Jets wide receiving core that day was Leon Washington, Lavernius Coles. Man, Lavernius played for the Jets for a long time.
Yeah.
Chancey Stuckey, Dustin Keller, Jericho Cotchery. Man, Jericho Cotchery, that's a name for you. Chris Baker, Thomas Jones, Brett Favre even received a 2-yard.
Darrell Reeves had a reception.
Ahmad Carroll, Darrell Reeves had a reception. Brad Smith. Yeah, man, it was good. And then the defense that day, Channing Crowder, Jeremiah Bell, Vonnie Holiday, Tyrone Culver, Ronaldo Hill, Aiken O'Doyle, Andre Goodman, Nathan Jones, Eric Walden, Philip Merling, Joey Porter. Shout out to Joey Porter. That's my boy. Chad Pennington even played a defensive snap, I guess. Matt Roth, Reggie Tober, Charlie Anderson, Jason Allen, and Will Allen.
So Chad Pennington with that defensive snap, was that a tackle that he had in the game?
It was probably a tackle from an interception.
Right, that's what I was getting ready to say.
Yeah, he had a tackle on an interception.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A lot of big names there. A lot of big names.
Now, Channing Crowder, proud of the guy, took a football career and turned it into a media career, broadcasting career. Fantastic. Kudos to you, man. Showing that your life does not end after football. Okay. But you can still be involved in football as well. So kudos to you, Channing.
With Channing Crowder, being that he played the linebacker, are you guys surprised that he's able to speak without any slurred speech? Because he was one of those linebackers that put his head into the play all the time. Are you kind of surprised he's able to speak clearly and stuff like that?
Who are you talking about, Joey Porter?
No, I'm talking about Channing Crowder.
So, so two things. Number one, Channing is down in the Miami market. He's a big supporter of Miami sports music. Love Channing Crowder. Can't say enough nice things about him. But that dude is a funny, crazy dude. Like Channing Crowder he'll talk about like peeing on himself during a game. Like he was, yeah, bro. Yep. Like it's hilarious. Some of the stuff he says is, he's funny, man.
A lot of things happen. A lot of crazy things that people don't know happen in scrum and in tackle scrums and whatnot, in the pile ups. Nah. You know, a lot of crazy things. People think that it's just laying there and till somebody gets up off of you. Nah, there's some things going on that don't get seen by the ref.
Shout out to the I Am Athlete podcast. Love Channing Crowder, Brandon Marshall, Chad Ochocinco. Love all those guys.
Now,
no, that's what I'm wondering. As Dolphins fans, being that the way he played linebacker, are you guys surprised he didn't have slurred speech or concussions?
Nah, I mean, look. Not everybody gets CTE from playing football, and even though Channing was was a guy who
Canning Crush.
played. Yeah, I know, right? Who played very. What's the word I'm looking for, D-Dub? He played very.
Safe.
He played a physical style. He wasn't scared. He stuck his nose in quite often.
Yeah.
Now
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm hopeful that a lot more players can come out like that, and a lot less players have those negative results where they have negative impacts from the game.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that. I'm so happy to see Earl Campbell standing up on his own right now. You know, from where he was. I don't like to see football players suffer those type of long-term injuries and or ailments and effects from football.
Hey, real quick, Anthony, man, I'm gonna let you go because I got the Jets YouTuber Richie coming on here in a minute, bro. But thank you for coming on and hanging out and talking this morning.
The reason why I brought up the CTE thing is to say how the perfect example. He played the same style, yet he had a lot of concussions and stuff. That's why.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not something that happens to every player. And we don't know if 15, 20, 30 years from now that someone else, now that same person that may have effects of when it kicks in. You don't know. That's why I'm glad they're doing the studies and will continue to do those studies on these players.
So I've had 11 concussions. True story. I've had 11, 9 playing football in high school and middle school.
Wow. So imagine if
I am donating my brain to science because
and hopefully they will not take away your shining personality.
Well, it's something. It's something. It's something, bro. Oh man, D-dub, bro. Hey man, look, I'm not. I want you up here with my Jets guy, but before the Jets guy comes out, I'm just waiting for him to come on. You kill it on Throwback Thursday, man. You are the man on Throwback Thursday. Like everybody needs to give a big thumbs up. If you haven't hit that like button for D-Dub kills on Throwback Thursday, bro. You are like a walking encyclopedia. I love that you're on Thursdays, bro.
Yeah. Thank you. You know, I hated that I missed out on a couple of weeks. Like I said, you know, you gotta have your priorities, but even with your priorities, the decisions you make, you may have some hard feelings about the decision, but sometimes you gotta make that decision. I had to make that decision to be there for my family. So
nothing wrong with
but
that.
It's not a slight against you. It's not a slight against the fans. It's not a slight against the team.
We're not bad. You take care of your family. That's what family comes first. That's why we're a PHAMIL. Well, that's why we're family.
We're family. Family. Get over there and get on the porch, boy.
So while we're waiting for Richie to come on, man, what do you think about this Sunday, man? What do you think the atmosphere is going to be like playing Joe Flacco and all that, man?
Now, I will say I'm really this will be the first time that I'm like, okay, in a while that we should win this game. We should win this game.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Flacco is nowhere near what he was 8 years ago.
Yep.
So
I'm not scared of him.
We should win this game. That being said, you know, the Dolphins have to continue to make plays on the defensive side of the ball
in order to win.
In order to win this game.
All right, hey, Richie's on. Let me get Richie on.
Okay.
I don't mean to interrupt. My man Richie from Jets Media. What's up, Richie?
Yo, what's good, boys?
How you guys doing, man?
For those of you who don't know, go look. I know he's a Jets fan, y'all, but y'all need to go support my man and at least subscribe and hit that like button to his page because Richie, man, you do great things, man. I was on all your channels last night. You do stuff for the Mets. You got like 6 channels, bro. You got
I know.
the Jets,
It's
the Mets, the Knicks. Bro,
Knicks.
you do everything.
Yeah, I do everything, man. It's a pleasure to be on your show, Steven. I enjoyed our AFC East roundtable last night. D-Dub, nice to meet you, my man. And I appreciate all the support.
D-Dub, so just so you know a little bit about D-Dub, so we do Throwback Thursday here every Thursday where we go back all-time games versus whatever team we're playing against. D-Dub is just a couple years older than us. By a couple, I mean a lot. And and he is he is a walking encyclopedia. Like he knows people from like 30 years ago and what car they drove and where they went to. Like he knows everything, bro. So
hey Richie,
what's up, man?
Oh, D-Dub paused. It's the first time he's had internet problems as soon as Richie comes on.
Oh,
it's all Richie's fault. It's all Richie's fault.
Oh, no.
All right, Richie, before we get into this game on Sunday, while we wait for D-Dub to come back, let me ask you, man, what do you tell me about past games at the Meadowlands? Because, we play each other twice, so I don't want to talk about any games in Miami. I want to talk about games up there in East Rutherford. And if you want to bring up the Midnight Miracle, I guess you can. We've already talked about it. We don't have to talk about it anymore on my channel, but, whatever you want to talk about, games up there in New York.
Yeah, man.
Jersey.
There's definitely Jersey. Unfortunately, I hate the fact that we play in Jersey. Trust me. There's a lot of past, rivalry matchups between the Jets and the Dolphins that go way back. And in my lifetime, I'm obviously a younger Jets fan, as you could tell. I'm 23 years old, so I haven't really been around the block like the majority of Jets fans that subscribe to my channel. They're like, "Oh, Richie, you haven't been through 50 years of no Super Bowl. You've only been there for like 15 because, I'm 23. I started being a Jets fan when I was like 5 years old. So I watched all the Chad Pennington years. And then, whenever we went to the AFC championship back-to-back years. So I feel like the Jets and the Dolphins have been on the same even playing ground throughout my life. I feel like the Dolphins have always been, they've had some flashes, that year with Ryan Tannehill and Gase when you guys went to the playoffs. And then the Jets, they've been terrible for my whole lifetime. Besides those seasons,
the Brett Favre year for me is the one that brings me the most joy. The 2008 year.
Yeah, man. I feel like the Dolphins have always, and the Jets have always had those classic matchups. It doesn't really matter who's good or who's bad. I feel like they always play each other tough. One game that really haunts me to this day, which is a recent game actually at the Meadowlands, is Sam Darnold's rookie season. Sam goes out there. We win 48-17 on Monday Night Football. His debut on prime time. His first pass is a pick six, and then he bounces back and he blows out the Detroit Lions. And Jets fans are like, "Oh my God, we found our guy! We found our guy!" And then our home opener is next week, week number 2 against the Dolphins at home, and that's our home opener. So the vibes are high coming off that blowout win. We got the Miami Dolphins division rival statement game, and then we just absolutely just laid an egg against you guys, and it was really disappointing to see. And Sam struggled. So we're like, okay, Sam's a rookie. Hopefully he can get his stuff together. But here we are 3 years later, and Sam's off the team and potentially going to be out of the league soon.
So the first 3 weeks of the year, we saw Sam Darnold looking pretty good for the Panthers those first 3 weeks. Were you scared for a minute? Like, this is so Jets that they get rid of a guy and he goes somewhere and does.
To be honest, man, I was one of those Jets fans that like roots for Sam. I'm a big Sam guy. It was to the point where he's in the NFC. I hope he succeeds individually, and I hope Zach Wilson succeeds over here. I'm not gonna look at Sam's success and say like, we shouldn't have let him go, because I feel like those 3 games in that moment, because obviously we can't talk about him succeeding now because he's absolutely turned around. But I thought that he always needed the right situation to succeed and the right coaching staff and the right system. And I guess I'm wrong. And I was always one of those guys that felt like the Jets failed Sam, but maybe Sam failed us. And it's just one of those things where I always appreciated Sam as a person. I always rooted for him. I always felt like he dealt with the New York media very well, because that's not an easy animal, as you know. So, I was happy for Sam when he was 3-0, to be honest. I know most Jets fans weren't, but I was actually happy for him. But now here I am. I'm like, all right, Sam, now you're a long-term backup.
we dealt with the same thing with Tannehill, but except Tannehill actually is winning in Tennessee, Exactly. Now that's because of Derrick Henry, but that's neither here or there. So, and we'll see how the rest of that goes this year now that Derrick Henry's gone. But, all right, so let me ask you a couple of other questions when it comes to the Jets, man. You and I have shared a gentleman by the name of Adam Gase.
Oh no!
So
That
I
word
just
stand from my life.
I do want to know, man, what is your take on Adam Gase when he was there, when he got there? What was your thought of him to the time he left?
Yeah, man. Listen, I'm probably one of the most optimistic Jets fans you'll find on YouTube. I always find the light and good stuff, the light and bad stuff rather. And during that head coaching search, we interviewed like 10 candidates, and I told myself and I told my friends, and this was before I made my YouTube channel. It was like the off season before I made my channel that season, the week 1. So I told my friends, like, the last guy we need to hire is Adam Gase, and like if we hire him, I'm gonna be really upset. And then I'll never forget the moment where I looked at my phone, I saw the news, I was getting into my car, I collapsed in my car, and I'm like, no, like I cannot believe this. That's an absolute disgrace. Why do they do that? Bad decision. And then me being an optimistic Jets fan, I'm like, okay, I got to find something that gives me hope, because right now this is probably the worst situation for the Jets right now, because I have one of my friends that's actually a Dolphins fan, and he's actually like, yo, Richie, I think this is a good idea because he's a quarterback guru. He's going to help out Sam. And I'm like, yeah, we'll see. You know,
Quarterback guru. Hilarious.
Yeah, right. And then I hate Adam Gase to this day. His tenure with the Jets, it was more of me trying to like force myself to like him, but I never did. It was like, all right, Adam Gase, prove me wrong, please. And he never proved me wrong. He never ever did.
Welcome to my life, Yost. Like, seriously, that was what we dealt with here, man. And it was always funny that they called him a quarterback guru. And I'm like, let's go back and look at the people that he actually like. It was a quarterback.
Yeah,
Peyton Manning.
Sam was his first quarterback at like that young that he's had, and did not work.
It did not work at all.
No.
And then I always found it funny that when you fired your GM, you gave him control of the GM duties for a while too.
Yeah, it was crazy. We fired a GM right after he finished up the offseason, our free agency in the draft, and then we fired him. And then we brought in Joe Douglas, and then Adam Gase had like 2 weeks of becoming an interim GM, and he actually made a trade, which was actually a decent trade because we gave up a guy who's out of the league right now, Darren Lee, for a 6th-round pick. I mean, it's like one of those joking trades that Jets fans always laugh about, because Darren Lee is still on Twitter clowning us.
Hey, Alexander Renee said, Richie, what's the name of your Mets and Knicks podcast?
It's the same as, Jets Media, and it's Knicks Media and Mets Media. So if you want to check me out over there, Knicks Media for the Knicks, Mets Media for the Mets. And then NFL content is Touchdown Kingdom. So, I got a lot of stuff in the works right now.
You're just doing big things over there. All right, man, let's talk about this year, man. So you get Zach Wilson in the draft. You know, I don't know what to say about him other than he's a rookie quarterback, right? And there's a lot of things that I don't like judging rookie. I don't like judging first or second year guys, really, right? And we're doing a lot of that here in Miami with Tua. And, it's so tough, but he gets hurt. You get a guy by the name of Mike White. Shout out to Mike White's dad, Mike White, senior. And he has a great game, 406 yards, was the leading receiver, or was the leading passer in the NFL that week, and then goes and drops 4 interceptions last week. And, and now Joe Flacco is starting for you this week against us. Like, just tell me about this season, how it's gone, your thoughts of Zach Wilson, and just kind of everything.
And you can't forget our other quarterback, Josh Johnson, who filled in for Mike White on Thursday Night Football when he went down with an injury. Josh Johnson went out there, the 35-year-old vet, threw for over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. So all of a sudden, the Jets have like a deep quarterback room. Who would have ever thought? But, this season, going into this year, man, I kind of expected this. But when you're living in the moment, it definitely sucks. And what I mean by that is my expectations for this Jets team was not even close to the playoffs. It was not about the wins or losses for me. It was about developing an identity, developing a culture with this new coaching staff, because what we have right now is not only do we have a rookie quarterback, but we have a rookie head coach. We have a rookie offensive play caller, and we have the most rookies getting playing time in the league. We're the youngest team in the NFL. And the truth of the matter is youth makes a lot of mistakes. And that's what Robert Saleh's mindset with this team is, which I kind of appreciate, because he does not have the mindset of what previous Jets regimes had. And same with our Jets GM is last Jets regimes, they would try to get the short-term fix and try to pay a lot of money for a veteran that's like past their prime and get a little flash in the pan and try to go all in for that season. What the Jets are doing right now is they really have their mind set on the long term, giving all the rookies all the playing time, let them go through their ebbs and flows, because they know that with all these rookies playing, they understand there's going to be a lot of losses and a lot of mistakes and a lot of things they need to work on. And the Jets front office and the coaching staff, I like that mentality where they're letting the kids play. They're letting the kids develop because we got rookies all over the place. And outside of a rookie quarterback, Zach Wilson, the Jets have this rookie draft class could be historic for this franchise because we have playmakers all over offense. Our left guard, Elijah Vera Tucker, looks like an ascending star. Our running back, Michael Carter, looks like the steal of the draft. He looks like he's going to be our future number 1 running back. A wide receiver,
I would
Elijah
disagree
Moore,
with that. Javon Holland is the steal of the draft, but that's neither here or there.
one of the steals of the draft. I think that Michael Carter is proven to be an absolute stud out of the backfield. You'll see this Sunday.
He's good.
And Elijah Moore as well. South Florida, represent Elijah Moore. He's an absolute stud. So we got two playmakers that are rookies, 1 left guard in the draft, rookie-wise. That's 3 starters in 1 draft class. And that's not even including our rookie quarterback. And then if you flip to the defensive side of the ball, we have Michael Carter II, who's absolutely a stud, the rookie slot corner who's making plays all over the place. We have a lot of young guys. So what I'm trying to say is this
There's
team
a lot
is
of
so
hope.
young.
There's a word that's not hope. You guys have
it's hope. It's kind of like we're letting the kids develop. We're hopeful that they can actually become part of the future, and they're showing up. And that's the best thing about this season for the Jets, for my opinion, because if the rookies were stinking to bed and the rookies were absolutely not doing what they're doing right now, it'd be way worse than where we're at. And then my take on Zach Wilson, real quick, to summarize your question is, he shows a lot of inconsistencies with his arm. He misses the easy throws. He makes the hard throws look really easy, if that makes sense. Like, he's one of those quarterbacks that's flashy. He likes to off-schedule stuff. He likes to roll out of the pocket. He likes to throw it 60 yards down the field. And sometimes he misses the easy stuff when he's in the pocket, the quick, slant over the middle, he misses, or he makes the wrong decision. So he kind of has to develop backwards in a way where you have to play within the system at times. You cannot rely on your talent. You cannot rely on your athleticism to scramble outside the pocket, because I know the NFL is turning in that direction. But in order for Zach Wilson to really become a franchise quarterback for the Jets, he has to learn how to be a pocket passer before he learns how to become one of those scrambling quarterbacks that tries to do off schedule.
D-Dub, you got a question? You're on mute, D-Dub. I don't know what's going on. D-Dub, you and your technical difficulties today. You're killing me, Smalls. All right, you fix that, and I'll go ahead and ask about Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh is a coordinator that came over from the San Francisco 49ers. Good young head coach. I'll be honest with you. Probably one of my favorite people that was a coaching candidate last offseason, only behind Eric Bellamy, the offense or defensive coordinator for Kansas City.
Yeah, Bieniemy for the offensive guy for the Chiefs.
Like, personally, he should be a head coach 5 years ago, let alone the fact that he's not now. But Saleh's another guy that I like. What do you think about him compared to past coaching regimes? And also your GM, what do you think about this front office right now?
Yeah, man, good question. I think Robert Saleh, he was, I went over the Adam Gase situation, that coaching search. Adam Gase was last, and then Saleh was at the top, so I was happy to get someone I actually was happy about. And Robert Saleh, what he brings to this team that I feel like this Jets team has been lacking is a guy that can coach the entire squad. He's a defensive mindset, but he's not calling plays on the defense. He's not somebody that's, just focus on the defense. Like, that was Adam Gase's problem. As you guys know, Adam Gase was basically a head coach that just coached the offense. Like, he didn't coach the entire team. So it's refreshing that Robert Saleh is a leader of men. A lot of people respect him. He's a respected guy around the league. And he's just a guy that really sparks energy within his players. And I feel like that he has a good personal approach. He's like a player's coach in a way. And then Joe Douglas, the GM, man, he is somebody that I have a lot of faith in. And I know Jets fans are losing patience with him because the unfortunate reality is that the Jets past regimes have set them up to fail so much that he has so much to work with.
He's got a short leash. He has a short leash.
Exactly. And the problem is, and I hate to say this because Jets fans want to, don't want to hear this, but you cannot, and it seems like, from the outside perspective, from like Dolphins fans and, non-Jets fans, that the Jets have been rebuilding forever. But because we've sucked for so long. But the reality is the rebuild with the new regime is underway, and we're in year number 1 with the new coaching staff, year number 2 with the GM. And what Joe Douglas has done I'll give you an example of what Joe Douglas has done in such a good way. We traded away Sam Darnold and Jamal Adams for an entire draft class. We got in total for those 2 players, 2 first-round picks, 1 second-round pick, 1 third-round pick, 1 fourth-round pick, 1 sixth-round pick. and we gave up a fourth, including with Sam and Jamal. So that's just an idea of what Joe Douglas does. He trades away players for value, and that's something that I really like about him, where he came in here, he saw his guys, he's like, okay, I'm not going to give him that money. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to let him walk at free agency. I'm going to flip him for any type of draft capital so I can actually build this team, because Joe Douglas's mindset is building this team through the draft, and that's exactly what he's been doing. And this draft class 2021 that I just talked about earlier is proof that he's a really good draft guy. The one thing I want to see Joe Douglas be better at is his free agency.
So, number one, great answer. I believe that you guys are in the right direction for the first time, but I think just like anything, when you look at teams like Buffalo and you look at New England, and we kind of talked about this last night on the AFC East Roundtable, which if you guys haven't checked that out, go check it out. Great show. Why is it that you guys can't seem to get it together the way New England seems to be able to restart, or the way Buffalo has been able to kind of become a dominant force in the last 5 years?
I'll start with Buffalo, man. Buffalo is like exactly what the Jets failed to do with Sam Darnold, basically. Like what they did with Josh Allen was absolutely phenomenal, because the one thing that I've always preached for the Jets is continuity, and they've always lacked that. Right now, the Buffalo Bills are in year number 5 with Sean McDermott, year number 4 with Brian Daboll. So they've been in the same system for years and years and years, and they're developing their players over time. Like, the reason why the Bills defense is number 1 is because they've had the same players, and they're not just any players off the street. They're talented players that they got years ago that they developed into the system over time. And that's why the Buffalo Bills are so good right now. They surrounded Josh Allen with talent. They did not give up on Josh Allen, because if you guys remember his rookie season, he was not good. Year number 2, Josh Allen was not good. All of a sudden, year number 3, that's what happens when you have.
Well, Stephon Diggs made a big difference.
Exactly.
There, bro.
The front office for the Bills surrounded him with talent. They gave him a superstar weapon, and he was in the same system every single year to give Josh Allen the confidence. And the New England Patriots, man, they're just, they're coming off a dynasty run. Tom Brady leaves them. They have 1 year of not making the playoffs without Tom Brady. They get to watch Brady win a Super Bowl. And then Bill Belichick had to go out there and say, okay, we need to do something. And he started to open up the bank, stacks up the defense, gets a rookie quarterback. I'm not really surprised about the Patriots. It's more about the Buffalo Bills, because the Bills were on the bottom with the Jets for so long. And now to see them at the top, it kind of hurts. But I feel like that's what the Jets are trying to do, is replicate what the Bills did. Because for the Jets to have long-term success, we needed to draft the players this year. And I'm hopeful. Obviously, it's a long-term vision, but year number 3, we have those same players in the same system, and everyone's getting comfortable. Everyone's developing. Will become that Buffalo Bills style of team, and that's the kind of blueprint where I look at the Bills. I'm like, that's how you build a team with a sustainable winner mindset.
And then Patriots, what are your thoughts?
And then the Patriots, they're just it's just Bill Belichick, man. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was excited for them to be down to earth and not be great. Suck for once. And now here they are. They're back. They got a rookie quarterback who's a
Whack Jones is what we call him.
Yeah, bro. He's nothing special, man. Mac Jones is nothing special. It's just
Whack Jones, Richie. You call him by his name. Whack Jones.
Whack Jones is nothing special. He is a system quarterback, but it's not anything against him. It's just the fact that the New England Patriots have brilliant coaches and a brilliant system that they know what they need, and they're giving him every situation to succeed. I feel like, even Ray last night was talking about it. Jones would not succeed anywhere else but the Patriots. They know how to get the best out of their quarterback.
He's a system quarterback.
It's a system quarterback. It's basically as simple as that.
Yeah, 100%. So I am interested to know, what are your view of the Miami Dolphins, man? There's a lot of we actually talked about this last night a little bit, about our fans behind closed doors, about, the arguments between our fan bases, right? You talk about, and I'm not talking about Jets to Dolphins. I'm talking about Jet fans with Jet fans and Dolphin fans with Dolphin fans fighting amongst each other. There's a lot of fighting within the Dolphins community about Tua Tagovailoa, about, just everything with Coach Flo, and just outside looking in. And I know that you don't like the Dolphins, but I am interested on your perspective about where we're at as a team.
Yeah, of course, man. Just like any other NFL fan, including Dolphins fans, I think that I was expecting a better season from the Dolphins this year. I know that it's not over and the schedule is getting light, so you guys have a chance to really turn this season around. But for them to start off 1-7, go on a 7-game losing streak, to see their identity kind of collapse, because what the Dolphins were so good at last year was their defense. I feel like you guys had, a top defense in the NFL. Brian Flores looked like a mastermind. You guys have talent. The secondary is ridiculous. Xavier Howard, Byron Jones, and you guys stacked the D-line. You guys got players all over the place. And I feel like I don't know what the issue is, but their defense has just simply not been the same as it was last year. But right now, you're seeing the defense finally turn the corner. You saw what they did against the Baltimore Ravens. You guys won that game because of your defense. That was just a phenomenal job. The zero coverage was just crazy. They had no answer for it. So I feel like the defensive side of the ball is the biggest reason why the Dolphins started off really slow this year and why they're not where you thought you guys would be at this point in the season. And then when it comes to the offense, very interesting conversation with the Miami Dolphins, because I got a Dolphins fan in New York who I'm buddies with, and loves Tua. He would always say he's the franchise, still thinks he's the guy. And the interesting thing about the Dolphins that I always scratch my head about is, like, it's tough because you got an organization that's obviously interested in Deshaun Watson, and they're telling Tua that he's the guy. So it's kind of like, does Tua feel like does he feel like he's wanted? Does he feel like he wants to be somewhere else and prove them wrong?
In his words, in our press conference, he says it's that he does not feel loved.
Yeah, like that's something that just rubs me the wrong way. But, Tua has a really good opportunity for the rest of the season to prove to be the guy or not, because people are getting healthy around him. The defense is turning the corner. So if Tua wants to be the franchise quarterback for the Dolphins, this is the time, because he's healthy. Jacoby Brissett's not the quarterback anymore. He's going up against a pretty bad Jets defense this week. So this is it's all up to Tua to see if he can be the guy. So I feel like the Dolphins are gonna, flip their season around because of their light schedule. They started off rough. I know Dolphins fans were down in the gutter, and everyone was, right there with the Jets fans, to be honest. But you guys are 3-7. You got an easy schedule coming up, and I feel like the season's gonna end on the high note.
I would have to 100% agree with you. D-Dub, let's try this one more time. You there, D-Dub? Man, you are killing me, D-Dub. Oh, you're killing me. All right, man. So let's talk about score predictions for Sunday, man. What are your score predictions for Sunday?
Joey Flacco.
Joey, are you wacko for Flacco? That's what they used to say here in Baltimore. Are you wacko for Flacco?
No, I'm not. I wish Zach was healthy for this game, man, because
Do you think Mike White should be starting?
Definitely interesting conversation. It sucks that Mike White era was awesome because not only was he a star for the Jets, but he was a star in the NFL. He became an NFL icon. His jersey was in the Hall of Fame overnight. Yeah, that was at that game against the Bengals, and that was the craziest experience of my life as a Jets fan, seeing it in person. But I understand the mindset of Joe Flacco going in there because, one, we traded for him for a 6th-round pick. So let's see what we got in him in terms of what a veteran can do, because I feel like the Jets looked at the film on what the Dolphins did to the Ravens, and they got really concerned about, okay, Mike White struggled against the number 1 defense. He was really rattled, really confused. I don't think Mike White is going to be able to move the ball like we want it to be moved against a Miami Dolphins defense that is red hot right now and getting healthy. So I think their mindset is Joe Flacco is probably not going to do anything spectacular. He's not going to maybe even hit 200 passing yards, but they just have trust in Joe Flacco's mind and his understanding of defenses to not get rattled, not get too confused, and just trust him getting the ball out of his hands quickly and getting the ball in the playmakers' hands, because I feel like that's where the Jets are at right now. They need to make sure this offense develops around the quarterback, because you hear me talk about the rookie running back, the rookie receiver, all these young guys in the offense. And I feel like Joe Flacco's a guy that last year when he filled in for Sam Darnold, he did a really good job of feeding the receivers, making sure they have the ball in their hands, because that's the one thing I'm concerned about is, last week against the Bills, Mike White barely got the ball in the playmaker's hands, and that frustrates me because we need Elijah Moore, our rookie receiver, to really establish himself as a number 1 option on this team, and that's not going to happen if, Xavier Howard is on him and Mike White cannot touch him the ball and he's confused and he doesn't know where to go with it. So Joe Flacco, I feel like he's going to be able to process things quickly just simply because of his mind and his experience, but obviously the physical talent is not anything close to, athletically speaking, like Mike White or Zach Wilson. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And the score prediction, man, I'm not going to come onto a Dolphins stream and predict the Dolphins win.
Sorry, guys. Richie,
Sorry,
you
guys.
can do that, bro.
I can,
You're
but
here
listen.
for it.
Listen, I'll tell you this. I did not expect the Jets to beat the Titans. I did not expect the Jets to beat the
That
Bengals.
makes two of us.
And I'm gonna be frank with you. I do not expect the Jets to beat the Dolphins this Sunday simply because of the defense. We talked about it last night, Steven. I think the X factor for this game on the defensive perspective is the defense, because that is supposed to be the identity of this team with the Robert Saleh head coach. I think the D-line has to wake up and they need to attack that Dolphins O-line. And that's the only thing that's going to be the deciding factor, in my opinion, because if we cannot stop you guys and we let Tua have a career day, it's over, because you guys have a great defense. It's going to be hard for us to score points as it is. I feel like the only way the Jets win this game is if it's a low scoring, like weird, like 13-7 or something crazy like that. I feel like that's the only way the Jets are going to win. So I'm going to predict it to be a low scoring, ugly game, and the Jets win 14-10.
Richie.
Listen, man, I'm a Jets fan, and I'm giving my Jets some optimism because this is a big-time win. And listen, Dolphins fans, you can say I'm wrong, and you have every single right to say that because you're a Dolphins fan. You don't want to hear a Jets fan come on to a Dolphins show, predict the Jets dub. But that's my prediction, and I'm going to stand by it.
Are you going to the game?
I am not, unfortunately.
Oh, that sucks, man. I'm going to be there.
Yeah, I'm going to be live for the game. I'm actually considering coming to the Jets-Dolphins game in Miami.
Well, I will be. I just found out that I'll be there for that. So if you do, I want you on the pregame show at the tailgate.
Word, because I got family down there, and I was looking into, because it says that it's to be determined of the date. Like, does that mean it might be Saturday?
It might be a Saturday game, and so that's the problem that I'm dealing with right now. So, little side note, we got some sponsors for our podcast network, and they might be involved in some bowl games. And that's all I'm going to say about that, which means I might be involved in some bowl games. And that'll be in the South Florida area. And it'll be that weekend. So the hope is that Friday night I'll be at some sort of bowl game. Saturday night I'll be at a bowl game. And then Sunday I will be at the Dolphins-Jets game. But that Jets game could turn into Saturday. It could be flexed into Saturday.
Yeah,
but I don't see that happening. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, because that's usually the time where the Saturday games start to come around, right?
Yeah, it is. But like I was looking at that week like a week ago or 3 days ago, and I was like, Dolphins and Jets are not going to be like they're two losing teams. Even if the Dolphins went out to that game, which they will, by the way, I still don't see that being the case. Like, because we play the next week on Monday Night Football against the Saints. So unless Tua like blows up over the next 3 weeks, and the NFL wants to see Tua in primetime 2 weeks in a row, which is entirely plausible, Richie.
Yeah.
I just don't see it happening. I think it'll be a Sunday game. So
yeah, that's interesting. So I should buy a ticket to fly in by Friday, just in case.
Just in case. And yeah. And I'll let you know. All right, man. Look, where can people find all your stuff one more time, and where can they find you on social media?
Yeah, man. You guys could, if you go to Jets Media, you click on my channel, you'll see all my channel links there. If you're interested, I think the one channel that you guys would be interested in more than Jets Media is Touchdown Kingdom, because that's all about the NFL. I come out with weekly predictions every single week. Every Tuesday or Wednesday, I give a score prediction for every single game, including the Dolphins game. You can see my prediction about the Jets-Dolphins game if you want to go check that out.
Touchdown Kingdom, go like it right now.
Touchdown Kingdom, appreciate that. And then on social media, you can check me out, Jets Media, Knicks Media, all over the place. Richie Malora is my personal if you want to check me out over there. But Steven, it was a pleasure to be on the show. Good luck on Sunday. Hopefully it's going to be one of those classic division matchups, whether whoever wins, I don't care. Hopefully it's going to be competitive, because that's, as a Jets fan, I just want to see a competitive game.
Hey, Richie, man, I love talking to you. And we're big Heat fans down here, so we'll have to have you on again to talk Knicks Heat games too, and maybe do a live stream together watching that game. I think that'd be cool.
I'm down, man. I'm obviously a big Knicks fan. Got a Knicks channel. I had to make a depressing Knicks video last night after the loss to the shitty Orlando Magic. But
hey, swear jar. We have swear jar on our channel. We don't cuss on our channel.
We don't cuss. Neither do I.
So when you swear, you have to donate $1 to the channel, Richie. You have to donate $1. $1 for every swear word.
Okay, I will.
Richie, you're the man, brother. I love you, man. Thank you for coming on.
I got you, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you, man. Have a good one.
You too, man. Peace out.
Peace out. All right, guys. Miami Sports Music, #1 Miami fan morning show. Clap Blackers. Hope y'all enjoyed that today, man. That was a lot of fun. D-Dub at the end had some problems with his internet. God, D-Dub, You and your South Carolina internet. You know what it was? We're not going to blame it on that. We're going to blame it on Richie because you didn't have any internet problems till Richie came on. And then when Richie came on, you had all these internet issues. But I hope you all enjoyed the show today. It was so awesome. Big shout out to Richie, Jets Media. Guys, I hate the Jets just like you do. But Richie is an awesome guy. And please go support his channel. He's the me version of the Jets. And he deserves all the praises and everything that's coming his way. So big shout out to him. The YouTube community is tight no matter what team they are. We try to stick together and support each other. And Richie, you're the man, brother. So keep doing what you're doing. Super excited that you came on this morning. It was a lot of fun. Hope you all had a good time today. If y'all haven't hit that like button, I don't know what y'all are doing. Hit that like button, man. Hit it. Look, he even donated $1. Jets Media, $1. Let's go, Richie. Richie donating to the swear jar. Hello. See, that's why you gotta love him. He's gonna give me a little soft spot for the Jets. A little soft spot. That's it. It's all good. It's all good, Richie. I'm kind of glad it happened. You had to donate $1. Hey, that'll be my morning tea. Anyways, man, I appreciate you coming on this morning, Richie. You're the man, brother. Make sure you guys go check out Knicks Media and Mets Media and Touchdown Kingdom. My man's got a lot of channels. He's doing big things over there. So keep doing you, man. I will be up in New York this weekend. So yeah, just so y'all know what's going on one more time. So tomorrow is Spread Kindness Fridays. You know what happens on Spread Kindness Fridays. My man Cameron comes on, hangs out with me for Spread Kindness Fridays from East 32. So we'll hang out with my boy Cameron. Also, just to let you know, Saturday night, I will be live from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Slattery's Midtown Pub. And I hope you guys are there for that. I hope you guys come and hang out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Here, let me put this up. There we go. Take this little off here. Yes, so Saturday night, live meet and greet. My man DJ Sick Turtle's going to be DJing there. Slattery's Midtown Pub, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., hosted by Dolphins NYC. Shout out to Igor and Michelle and the whole crew at Dolphins NYC. They're going to have a raffle there. Money raised there is going to go to charity. So make sure you guys do that. Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. I will be podcasting live from there. Super excited about that. Want to remind you, because that's in New York, it's in New York City. New York does have laws for vaccination, okay, to go in indoor stuff. So people 12 or older are required to show identification and proof that they have received at least one dose of COVID-19 vaccine, okay? So those are the proofs of vaccination that you're required to show going into that bar at Slattery's. That is not a Slattery's thing. That is not a Dolphins NYC thing. That is a New York law. So don't be mad at them. That's just the reality of what it is. And so if you guys want to come hang out with us Saturday night, that's what you got to do. But on Sunday, New Jersey has no vaccination laws. There's nothing that you need to show. So you can come hang out with us. It does not matter. The Tail Greeter pregame show. My man Nick from Tail Greeter's going to be hanging out with me up in New York. So I am super excited about that. Tail Greeter is going to be a big part of the pregame. If you guys want to come hang out with us, go to tailgreeter.com. Go look up MetLife Takeover at tailgreeter.com or download the app. Use the promo code Miami Sports Music, okay? Live from 10 a.m. to noon. I will be live at the tailgate for the MetLife Takeover. So make sure you guys are there for that. Dolphins NYC, Sunday, November 21st. Super excited at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. So make sure you guys are there for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. So, hey, man, I hope you all had a good morning. I had a great morning. Shout out to the wife for making me tea this morning for my throat. And, yeah, y'all are the best. My wife's the best. Y'all are the best. Hope y'all are doing good. I want to give a big shout out to everybody in the chat. Alexander Renee Diaz, Billy Cook, Duke Tomlinson, Jamil. I need y'all sign up, become a member today. Sign up and become a member. Matter of fact, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna throw. You guys can join right now. Join, sign up, become a member. If anybody, I'll tell you right now. If anybody becomes our highest member, or upgrades their package right now, I will send you out a little thing next week when I get back. I'll send you out a little. It'll have stickers and whole bunch of stuff on it. Maybe even some cool Dolphin stuff in there. So if you sign up right now, become a member of DWA for DWA Loyalty, which I think is our biggest package. We have 3: DWA for Life, and DWA Loyalty. If you do DWA Loyalty, which I think is our biggest, if I'm correct, whatever our highest package is, if you do that right now or you upgrade to it in the next 2 minutes and sign up to become a member or upgrade as a current member, I will send you out a really cool thing next week when I get back from New York, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to have some cool stuff with me. Yeah, so do that right now. Next 2 minutes. Go. And if you donate $25, matter of fact, where is it at? Here, give me 1 second. Let me show you this real quick, guys. You guys are going to like this. Give me 1 second. All right, here I am. I'm back. Okay, so here we go. This is, let me move this tea mug. Autograph, Frank Gore. Okay, autograph, Frank Gore. If you donate $25, okay, you will get an entry into a raffle. And that raffle, this is the main prize. Autograph, Frank Gore. So make sure you guys do that. It's JSA certified. And I want you guys to do that. It is a really cool piece. I think you guys will love it a lot. It is JSA certified. So make sure you guys do that. Shout out to Frank Gore. JSA certification. And then second place will win autograph Ricky Williams, 8x11. Let's go. There we go. So if you donate $25, every $25 is an entry, okay? A portion of everything that is raised with the $25 donations is going to go towards the Dolphins Cancer Challenge. A portion of every donation will go towards the DCC. So it's going to a good cause, guys. Raising money for the channel, raising money for Dolphins Cancer. Let's do it, man. Let's do it together as a family, as a team. Let's raise some money. There'll be 50 slots. I think we got about 6 of them filled up. You can donate one of 3 ways. You can donate through the YouTube Live Super Chat, okay? You can donate through PayPal, which is MSM Podcast Network, or you can donate through PayPal, $ MSM Podcast Network. If you donate through the $ MSM Podcast Network through Cash App, I will give you an extra entry for free. So if you donate $25, you'll get 2 entries through Cash App. If you donate $50, you'll get 4 entries through Cash App. But if you donate through PayPal or you donate through the YouTube Live Super Chat, it's just $25 per entry. But I would love for more people to sign up, raising money for a big cause. You're donating to the channel. You're helping the channel grow. Come on, guys. Can we get 1 or 2 donations this morning before I get off here? Come on, 1 or 2 donations. Let's go. Let's go. Matter of fact, I'll answer any questions or anything you got till somebody donates. 2 people donate and 1 person signs up for DWA Loyalty. Let's go. 1 person sign up for DWA Loyalty, 2 donations for the raffle. Let's go. Let's go. Let's raise some money here. Come on, people. I'm excited for this weekend. I do want to say that. I am super excited for this weekend. I don't know about y'all, but I am super, super. Like, I've done the MetLife Takeover before. If you've never done the MetLife Takeover, you should, because it's a lot of fun, number one. It should be on every Dolphins fan bucket list. Yeah. If you guys want to ask me a question, I'm here. I'll answer any questions you guys got for the next few minutes until we get somebody to donate. 2 donations, $25, and 1 person sign up for DWA Loyalty. Let's, guys, I can't grow this thing without you. And if you sign up to just be DWA, that's fine too. I'll take that as well. But if you sign up for DWA Loyalty, I'll give you a prize. I'll give you a prize for doing it. Let's go. Let's go, people. I put in the chat. I put in everything in the chat. So there's nothing there to stop you. You got the membership. You got the links to the Cash App and everything. Von954 says, MetLife TakeOver is on my bucket list for next year. Dude, MetLife TakeOver is fire, bro. You got to do it. You got to do it. Join this channel to get access to perks. If you'd like to donate to the channel, there's the PayPal. There's the Cash App links. You can also do it through PayPal. Come on. Let's go, people. Let's raise some money. Chef Zhu says, same here. Chef Zhu. Vaughn954. Vaughn954, you're not a member of the family? I thought you were a member of the family. Family. What's up, bro? I thought you were a member of the channel, Vaughn954. What is going on with that? There, see, you got your own self. Go live. I'm waiting to hear from y'all. Who's got a question? Let's go. I went to the link, but I didn't see how to join. Help brother out. Hey, so click the link for the join. Here, I'll do it again. I'll put it on again for you, Von954. Copy. There we go, Von954. That's the link. That's the link right there, bro. Click that link. It'll take you right to it. DWA Loyalty, DWA for life, and DWA are the different levels. Let's go. Chef G said, come on, join me in the DWA Loyalty, please. It's lonely in here. Join the family today. 594 says, say less. I love it, bro. I love it. Hey, and if you guys donate, man, I got some really cool prizes. I got that. Who wants a Frank Gore autographed jersey? Come on, man. That's crazy. Or Ricky Williams. My boy, Ricky. Ricky's lonely. Ricky needs a home. Just saying. I'm just saying. And even last place is going to get a prize. So first and second place, and then the last place. I'm going to do it all digital raffle. Put everybody's name into it. Shuffle it up a couple times. Bam. Do it just like that. So it'll be a lot of fun. Let's see here. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for somebody to donate or join. We're going to be here all day if we do it. Let's go. Be here all day. Y'all just look at my beautiful smiling face all day. Let's see here. See if there's any news that have come out about the Dolphins in this game on Sunday. Nothing so far. What do y'all think about the game on Sunday? How about I talk to y'all since nobody wants to talk to me? What do y'all think about the game on Sunday? Are y'all excited for this Dolphins-Jets game on Sunday? Let me know. There we go. Put that in here. Here we go. Alexander Renee Diaz says 45-10 we win. You think we're putting up 45 points? I hope we put up a 40 burger. That'd be awesome, Alexander. That would be a lot of fun if we did that, bro. I would love that. Von954, I don't see you, man. Where you at, Von954? Nobody else in here has a question for me. Nobody wants to donate to the channel or sign up to become a member. What's up, y'all? What's going on? I'm calling y'all out. Let's go. Let's go. Guys, a portion of all the proceeds for this raffle is going towards Dolphins Cancer Challenge. Let's go. Von954 in the building, became a YouTube member. Shout, welcome to the family. Von954, add moderator. Now you're a moderator, Von954. Doing big things. Von954 signed up. Who else is going to sign up? I bet nobody else signs up. Hey, I'm official finally. Love it. Love it. Chef Shoe says, oh, yes, I am. I'm looking for a Dolphins win 28-10. That actually sounds, I mean, look, I think Tua is going to have a big day. I really do think Tua is going to have a big, big day. Hey, Steven, I'll die for this. SHI. Ooh, 2. Hey, man. Don't die. Just support. I don't need you to die. I need your likes. Need your likes. That's what I need. Likes, support, sign up. Let's go. Alexander Renee Diaz, why haven't you signed up, Alexander? Sign up, become a member. Friday after next, man. Stetson O says 30 to 14, Miami Sports Music, DWA Fins. Let's go. Guys, 50 slots for this raffle. $25 per slot. There's only 50 slots. I only have 6 slots done. We got 44 more slots to go. $25 donations. A portion of all these proceeds go towards Dolphins Cancer Challenge through TPP. And you got a chance to win an autographed JSA certified Frank Gore and an autographed Ricky Williams 8x11. That's for $25, the chance to win that. That's pretty good. And you get to help out the channel, and you get to help out Dolphins Cancer Challenge research. Cancer research, man, come on. Everybody wins. It's a everyone wins situation. Flipside Fishing 27-0 Miami. We're going to give them a big fat goose egg. From your mouth to God's ears. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. Let's go. Let's go. All right, guys, since nobody else is doing it. I did get one new member. Shout out to Von954. Appreciate it, brother. You're the man. Sign up, becoming a member of the channel. I'll have to wait, I guess, on the donations and the entries. I really want to get this thing filled. 50 entries, $25. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, guys. I'm just saying. Let's go. 27-0 Miami. We're going to give them a big fat goose egg. I hope you're right, Flipside. All right, guys. I love y'all. Y'all the best fans in the world. Fins up. I will see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow, Spread Kindness Friday. You'll hang out with my man Cam and myself. And then after that show, I'm going to get ready to go up to New York. Super excited. Be hanging out in New York, New Jersey area tomorrow. If you guys are going to be there for the MetLife Takeover, let me know. Definitely want to see you. And make sure you come out, hang out at the tailgate, Dolphins NYC. Go to tailgreeter.com today or download the app and look up MetLife Takeover. MetLife Takeover. Make sure you guys put that in the search. It'll come up, and it'll be good stuff. All right? So I will see you all tomorrow. Fins up. Be good. And just remind yourselves, y'all are the best fans in the world. There's nobody better than y'all. Clock Blockers, home of the #1 Miami fan morning show right here on Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Let's go.